Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. I recently came across this article written by Catherine P. Jose on the HuffPost. JLo's ex-husband claims she casts voodoo spells on him and other lovers. Ojani Noah, who was married to Lopez from 1997 to 1998, claims the singer practices Santeria, a set of religious beliefs brought to Americas by West African slaves in the 18th and the 19th century that involves chanting, trance states, and animal sacrifice. He alleges JLo used the practice to cast spells on him and insists her former fiancé, Sean Diddy Combs, second husband, Chris Judd, and current spouse, Mark Anthony, have also been victims. While I originally did not plan to do this Diddy content, the following story is what captured my attention and made me wonder why we were not talking more about the white parties as much as we are talking about Diddy freak-offs. As many of you know, I've been in the business for about 15 years in various positions. It was during the summer of 1994. A friend and I were in LA for the Soul Train Music Awards. I was working the event. One of my friends was friends with Wolf, now dead. He was one of Sean Combs' best friends, and I like to call him his male groupie on the payroll. Anyway, we chilled with Diddy, Wolf, Warren G, and a few others the following day after the awards and vowed to hang out when we got back east. That evening, us girls caught our flight and arrived home safely. 2 days later, my girl gets a call from Wolf wanting to hang out, so we all agree to meet at Puffy's apartment, which at the time was on 23rd Street. We get there and we commence to partying and hanging out, smoking, drinking, and doing the things you do when you hang out. About 3 to 4 hours into the hangout session, Wolf calls myself, my girlfriend he's trying to holler at, and our other girlfriend to come downstairs. So we leave everyone else and follow him. I assume he asks just based off the conversations we all had been having back in Cali and earlier that evening. We get downstairs and the room is completely blackened out. There were couches and a small table in the room. Wolf asked us if we believed in God. We all said yes. Nobody was really taking shit seriously. Hell, we was all fucked up. Anyway, he asked us individually what we wanted out of life, and if by some chance we could have, would we do anything for it? Like young chicks, we all basically in union was like, hell yeah. He said good and told us to sit down on the floor, so we did. Puffy wasn't saying anything during our initial questioning. Then he joined us on the floor. We sat in complete silence for about 10 minutes, just looking back at one another, and then Wolf, Puffy, and Sugar Dice started chanting this crazy stuff. At this time, the room started to become colder and colder by the minute, to the point I was becoming comfortably cold. I liked it to be hot all the time. Still, our dumbasses didn't move or say anything. That is until they started talking in voices that didn't sound like what they previously talked in. At this point, it was so cold in the room, you could see your breath, and I was completely not up for what was going down or about to go down. Hell, I didn't know what was happening. All I know is I knew it was time to go. I didn't want to play anymore. I motioned to get up, and Wolf shot a look at me that seemed to go right through me. I was scared then. I tried to move, but couldn't, so I just started praying real hard, something I had never done before. I didn't do it out loud, but the more I prayed, the angrier they got. It seemed Puffy looked at me and told me to get out. Not everyone else, just me. I was so scared I didn't even look back at my other two friends. I just went back upstairs, grabbed my coat, and I left. Honestly, everyone left upstairs seemed to be looking at me real crazy. I got home and tried to forget what happened. The next night I had what I thought was a nightmare, but it was as real to me as I'm sitting here typing. I was laying in bed, about to doze off to sleep, when I smelled something. Mind you, I was in my apartment alone, and I hadn't cooked anything all day. It was a rancid smell, almost like a foul man's odor. Then my apartment became ice cold, like the night before. And as I tried to wake myself up, I felt hands holding me down. Again, I prayed to God to help me, that whatever was happening to me, please save me. It felt like I had prayed and struggled all night. When I finally woke up the next morning, my body felt like it had been through a battle. I was sore, my upper arms were bruised. I later told my Nana, very, very religious, what happened, and she said that somebody or something was after my soul. I went for a couple more years, teetering on the edge before I became born again and realized what was trying to be done to me. Sad thing is, I was so eager and anxious to be down and get put on, I almost sold my soul to the devil to get ahead. This literally gave me goosebumps. Considering the level of media attention on Diddy's family right now, King Combs' choice of clothing has unsurprisingly been taken as a sign by overzealous online sleuths who are asking, why would he ever wear such a symbol? And where did he even get such a piece of clothing in the first place? What does this tattoo represent? Could it be love? This is the Haitian spirit, easily Dantor. Resurfaced photos of Diddy's full back tattoo of the Haitian spirit, easily Dantor, have led to wild speculation online. Many have theorized that Diddy's recent legal troubles are a result of an angering of the Voodoo spirit, which represents the divinity of love, but has also been linked to an angering mother by some anthropologists. Due to Diddy's alleged victims being women and children, some believe that Easily Dantor is working against the Bad Boy Records founder as a form of retribution. On a spiritual level, Amethyst opens the crown chakra and forces connections to higher energies, making it an ideal stone for those seeking inner peace, spiritual growth, and protection from negative energies. We discussed a little bit about Santeria. We discussed a little bit about Haitian voodoo. And as we all know, there has been rumors of the Illuminati and what has been circling around throughout the industry. Confused yet? Don't worry, I sure was. At this point, I was more confused than when I started. Was it Santeria, Haitian voodoo, or the Illuminati? What I did next kept me up for weeks and scared the crap out of me, which is why it took so long for you guys to get part 5. But I wanted to know, was it JLo who used Santeria on Diddy? Did Diddy use Santeria on others? I somehow found my way down a rabbit hole and into the Santeria initiation steps, and OMG, sorry, you guys, you're gonna have to know now too. Initiation into the religion. Not only the Santos are organized in a certain hierarchy according to their power and qualities, this also applies to the believers' experience, knowledge of secrets, gender, and the number of rituals performed determine their place in the hierarchy. Gender determines how far up the religious community you can reach, as the top 2 categories are reserved for men. Age is often of little importance. Many are initiated already as children and may therefore have long experience in spite of their young age. One is not automatically born into Santeria. It is you or your parents, depending on how old you are, who must make an active choice on initiation. Moreover, many are never initiated but still consider themselves to be devotees. The first initiation ritual for those who wish to be initiated into Santeria is called a plante. It is a 3-day ritual in which you receive the first 4 santos called the warriors: Elegua, Ogun, Unchusi, Osun. You are told which santo is your protector and receive a blessing from the santo of divinations, Orula. All people have 2 santos connected to them, whether they are devotees or not, and regardless of where they live in the world. but you are only informed of the Santos' identity through the two initiations, El Plante and El Herce Santo. Those who choose to take a further step into the cult are initiated. This means a total involvement in the religion, which entails letting your everyday life be marked by this choice. The initiation itself is called Hacerse Santo, which means making oneself Santo. Through a week-long ritual, you will receive the power of the Santos that guide your life. In addition, you receive the representations of all the various Santos you are to place in your tureens in your personal home altar. The actual ritual lasts for 7 days, but the preparation may go on for months, even years. What takes the most time is raising enough money for the initiation and all the sacrifices, the special clothes, assistants, sacrificial animals, and food required. Then you must find a godfather or a godmother and make all of the purchases before you step into the small room, which only initiated may enter. After initiation and the ensuing period as a novice, you can call yourself a type of religious expert at a lower level. You now possess knowledge and a number of secrets, among other things, how to perform rituals, and you can now start working in the religion. The Santero and Santera can attend initiations, give consultations with divinations, and assume responsibility for initiating new people by being their madrina or padrino. Some devotees choose to spend all of their time working in Santeria. Others do it in the evenings after work, while others, again, only use this knowledge for their own benefit. Before a man can go through the ceremonies for becoming an Oba, he must be given a special sacrificial knife which will enable him to sacrifice living animals. Oba is a sort of sacrificial priest and a central player in the initiations, as he is hired in to perform the necessary animal sacrifices. Babalao means the father of secrets. A Babalao also has the right to sacrifice animals, and in addition, he can foresee the future through his contacts with Arula, Santo of divinations. Note that only men can become Babalaos, and by that I mean real men. Babalao means the father of secrets, and neither woman nor poofs can keep secrets. Explained a Babalao to Bai and Ho in 1996. The Babalaos have a high priest in rank Santeria hierarchy, as they are undergone the most initiations, know the most secrets, and can therefore perform a number of rituals that others cannot. Their initiation also costs more than initiation into Santeria, and is also more time-consuming. Let's do a quick recap before we move forward. The questions I still have are: did JLo do voodoo on Diddy? Did Diddy use voodoo for personal gain? Did the girls from the story actually witness a seance? Is it Haitian voodoo, Santeria, or the Illuminati? Either way, I still have many questions. So, why did I make the connection between the white parties and Santeria and the Illuminati and Haitian voodoo? Because a lot of these spiritual rituals are happening in the same manner. The clothes, the attire, the white, all of these things are represented in all of the different types of rituals that we previously discussed.
Subscribe now.
Now, do you think that Jaguar was trying to be like the queen priestess of carbonation? Do you think she was trying to make her own little cult?
I don't know what she was doing. I think
think if I would have said I was a janitor, she probably would have been the top janitor. If, I think whoever she's gonna be trying to one up whoever she sees is like the big who she thinks is like, well, if you're a priest, well, I'm the empress. I'm the well, she gonna try to go higher up than whatever you are. She gotta put herself above and try to, like I said, make everything be. She gotta be the nucleus if she's in any situation.
Right. What even made her interested in the whole Carbon Nation thing? Like, why did she even?
She's been in some cults at one point. You know what I'm saying?
She was in cults.
I think she's been in some, some what she says,
Really?
She's, I think she at one point was dealing with the Malachi York stuff.
Wow.
So she could identify with the cult thing.
She was just trying to be a cult leader this time, huh?
I don't think she was trying to be a cult leader, but I think that she was trying to identify with them. I think that a certain part of her had, probably, what's it called, felt bad or felt, for them, but a lot of it, I think, as a content.
Subscribe now.